think he was talking to you, Chaos.
My phone's been off this whole time. I've been fucking around on a whiteboard.
I'm glad that's what you think I'm talking about.
No, that's in the other room. That's not in my room.
I just love how anytime you two are in an episode, I can never start with hello, welcome, because one of you motherfuckers will say something before I start, knowing that I said 5 seconds, shut up. Hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Token Podcast Life Stories. I'm your host and sometimes referee, the friendly neighborhood, Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by he whose chaos knows no bound and also causes rectal issues, a one Chaos H0.
Yellow beard.
Future Interpol agent extraordinaire. And I'm joined by a member of the old camouflage organization, of which, if you don't know what it means, don't ask. A one CT41149512, because for some reason he felt offended when I shortened his name to CT.
First of all, здравствуйте. Second of all, I did not feel offended when you called me CT.
You literally went down and gave me a whole explanation as to why I can't make your username display just say CT the first day you were in the group.
Fair.
Uh-huh.
Rip.
Okay, so today he will be regaling us with, I believe, his third or fourth social media crazy story from, places in a camouflage organization. In particular, we're going to be talking about a particular drug addict he had to deal with fairly recently. So, CT, I'm going to go to push to talk, and I'm going to hand the floor over to you whilst I enjoy this burrito.
Appreciate it. First of all, thanks for having me. So, in 2010, I raised my right hand. I joined the camouflage organization, as our host so eloquently put it. And there's a man who helped me become more outgoing and open to conversation with strangers. If he hadn't have been there for me, I probably would never have even considered talking to Chaos or Zax here. But about a month and a half ago, my wife gets a call from this gentleman because he misdialed the number and says, "Oh, I've got a bunch of problems. I've got this, I've got that. I want to kill myself. The pressure's too much." So we put forth the money so I could go see him to help him figure out what the hell's going on with him. Like, it starts off as a sad story, man. I got to keep my brother from killing himself. And I get out there, and I come to find out that he gave himself a traumatic brain injury because he was too fucking drunk to stand up straight and decided to headbutt a tree at a full sprint. Okay, that's you. 3 kinds of special on that one. All right, what's going on now? All right, well, I got surgery. I got the swelling down. And the pressure's been building up, so I've been drinking. You don't think the alcohol thin in your blood is maybe causing some issues? It's like, no, I don't think so. Okay. So I spend the night with him, and I sleep on a couch, and I wake up to hear him fucking flailing around. He's just flailing. Oh, fuck, he's having a seizure. And I look over. No, he ain't having a seizure. He's fucking his couch. He's giving that couch a business. Like, oh, jeez, where do I go from here? I want to go home. It's a 20-hour drive. And it's a 4-hour flight. I'm stuck here, and now I got to deal with this man fucking his own couch. Davis, man, wake up, buddy, wake up. I don't want to deal with this. I want to go to sleep. I'm jet lagged. I need to go to sleep, and you fucking your couch. I wasn't fucking my couch, my man, you got up to piss. I saw what you looked like. You were fucking that couch. You were having a grand old time. And I spent 2 days getting him sober. And we went to Arlington. We went to a hospital. Got him checked out. Hey, yeah, maybe you should quit drinking. That's part of your problem. Oh, it's not a problem. Hey, can you stop at a gas station and get me something to drink? No. Oh, we need to go to the gas station. I'm feeling thirsty. All right, we'll get you some water. That's a beer, man. That's not that. What? Okay. You ain't drinking that in my car. Why not? Because it's a fucking felony. What do you mean, why not? And yeah, like I spent about I want to say 24 straight hours trying to keep him off the bottle because it was causing 90% of his issues. Twice while I was there, he fucked his couch. Like, no shit. He took fuck your couch to the literal extreme. And, yeah.
So I have two questions in that regard. First question is, who the fuck says the phrase "fuck your couch"?
Oh, you young.
Wasn't it Cat Williams?
Oh, you young bastard. Rick
Listen.
James said it.
Listen, not something I've heard every day. I must say that much. Second question: was it full on like between the cushions, or was it just on the top?
Either way, it's still fucking.
He was going to town. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't taking measurements. Okay, I'm not getting in there to see where he's going. I just knew he was going.
Well, because like if it's between the cushions, then it's friction on both sides. If it's just on the top, it's just friction on one side. It seems like counterproductive.
No, he's my friend. He ain't that close of a friend. I'm not trying to figure that math out.
Shame.
All right, I'm okay. I mean, all right, sure.
You ever just talk to somebody and immediately not want to see their search history?
Listen, no, search history, fine. Instagram, now that's another story. Let's not talk about Instagram.
I'd rather deal with Instagram than search history. And that's it. I'm not on Instagram. And that's why.
No, that shit my dad almost went through and I got very scared. Anywho.
So anyways, the whole reason I went down there is because he called my wife trying to get laid. It was a misdial. So I went from pissed off to very concerned very quickly. And the entire time I was down there and he was calling anybody who could think of who had a pulse and no jumbly bits between their legs. And I was like, man, you need to calm down. You need to figure yourself out. You need to square yourself away. I don't want to have to deal with anything that comes out of this, whether it's white and frothy or red and bloody. I just don't want to deal with it. And before I could even get off of his property and to the airport, he was already drunk as hell, dialing my wife, trying to get laid. It's like, man, you got to forget our number. You got to stop this.
I mean,
damn.
An ass whooping could have fixed that problem.
Yeah. So, all right, you're right. I believe that. At the same time, he wasn't as problematic as I was around.
Because you're in front of him to beat his ass.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And yeah. He was trying to convince me. I'm not I fought heroin addiction. I fought alcohol addiction. Yeah, bullshit. Hey, can I get a dip off of you? No, get your own dip. Just let me get a dip off you. No, man. Like, you have enough problems as it is. We don't need nicotine addiction on top of it. And then he sends me a text. Hey, bro, I got dip. Dude, fix your stroke. And tell me what the fuck you're doing. I have a dip. Oh, how you feeling? My guy, you need to fix yourself. I don't want to help you anymore. So yeah, I've been in contact with him. He's doing better now, but he still makes me nervous, especially around women. And yeah,
women or your wife?
Women in general, but yeah, my wife too. I'm pretty sure if I left him alone with my wife, he'd be too dumb to figure out what the fuck was happening when I beat the shit out of him.
I know you're joking, but that's kind of accurate.
I mean, that's an addict. He's always had it. He was the guy who raised me, but so long as he was in the army, he was sober. He didn't have any problems. Because if he came to work drunk as shit, the army would fucking do something about it, and he had nowhere else to go. So he actually lived according to the army values. Once he was kicked out, once everything was done, those values no longer applied to him. So he didn't care.
So your surrogate dad was trying to fuck your wife?
Yep.
I mean, again, that's grounds for an ass beating. But, you do you. Well,
I mean, I'm not flying all the way out there to spend another $1.5 grand to go whoop his ass. That's not happening.
yeah, you can always take the train. They have beds on trains.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but that's a lot of time I got to take away from making money in order to go whoop a man's ass when I could just fucking like let him. The original plan was to keep him from killing himself, but at the point like, the way his behavior's been, I mean, maybe the world's better off without you.
I mean, it's also a matter of we live in North America, so trying to save someone from doing something like that, ironically, albeit possibly by accident, is not all that fucking easy. You know, the whole not having free healthcare and such.
No, if he was doing it by accident, I'd be all with you. The problem is when I go out there and I spend almost $3,000 trying to get him clean, sober, squared away, making sure he's okay mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and then before I can even get on a plane, he's done fucked it up again. No, we ain't cool no more. Like, I gave you were my brother, I did everything for you, and you pissed it away, and fucked it away, and drank it away.
Yeah, dude, I totally understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, unless we come up with a mandatory rehab system, which technically we can't, or if, you know, a rehab facility gets rights to him and he becomes their ward, ain't shit we can do. There's a limit.
I mean, we
to
had
everything.
that up until the 80s.
Yeah,
Granted, it didn't work for shit then either.
Yeah, but you know, this is America. So if someone's spending money on healthcare to do the right thing, they're already a pariah to the entirety of the GOP. So getting anything to work consistently is practically non-existent, or they make sure it doesn't get public recognition. I can't tell you how many people outside of our age group, like directly under us, even one generation, have no idea what Job Corps is, or told me I fucking made it up to look cool. Who you know is going to make up the concept of Job Corps to look cool? Also, who am I trying to impress with that shit?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so, well, my story is a little bit, short, so I'm kind of glad this is a double feature situation. This is one from about 2 months ago. I believe I briefly mentioned it to you, CT, because I was so fucking pissed I didn't even want to talk about it. Not like emotionally in my feels. I mean, like, nah, I fucking started to hate the dude, wanted to beat his ass. So, yeah, similar situation as yours. But hold on, let me switch to voice activity. All right, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one day during the world having cooties, one of my homies hit me up, who I hadn't heard from, and he wouldn't even answer like a social media text. So I was like, well, I guess he don't care about me, etc., blah blah blah. Or it might be a situation where they've naturally migrated from Facebook, and I don't know what other social media they're using, right? Shit you not. Now, mind you, this isn't his full name. This is just the parts I know about. Leishawn Devontae Carmen something Miller. That name is way too fucking long, right? So, one day he starts hitting me up, asking me about, hey, what am I doing for work and shit like that. I guess he's doing the old, I want to check in on people I care about, especially during, the world getting cooties, because, you never know when's the last time you're going to talk to somebody. You know how it is. We all get there at some point in time in our life, or you end up not getting there and then you regret it later. I know I've been the latter a few too many times, so I try to get better at it. What even is this? So, we got to talking, and he started telling me about how successful and how well he's doing, how he can use up his college benefits from Uncle Sam Life. And I'm like, hey, congratulations. I know he got divorced not so long ago, but he was playing around with his daughter, and he looked like he was pretty stable and normal. Told me that he ended up getting a government contract, and he got like 3 cars. And I was like, oh, bro, like, real talk, I'm happy for you. It was hard to figure out where you were going to go because, you were basically being a man-child, but you were being a polite man-child. So I didn't know if you were going to truly grow up and shit. And, he said his occasional weird things, as most young people do, because they have an opinion and they don't realize that people aren't disturbed or weirded out by your opinion. They're disturbed and weirded out by you defending it but that'll come up possibly later. Actually, it'll come up later. I'll make it a surprise for you all. So, speed forward, I shit you not, close to a full year and a half later. This dude Rockwell starts hitting me up. Says, hey, are you Miller's cousin? LeSean Devontae Carmen Miller, something like that. Because, you know, he's in the hospital and I believe he's dying. I was like, what the fuck? What did I miss? And it wasn't COVID, mind you. So I go over there. I go and talk to this dude. We exchange numbers. I get on the phone with Rockwell and I ask him what happened. It's like, he was getting ready to be kicked out of the group home we was in. I was like, okay, group home is kind of like a double entendre. What do you mean when you say group home? I was like, so a group of people living in a house, but they're not family. I was like, okay, got you. So I moved out instead, but he got rushed to the hospital. We don't know what's wrong. And fucking, you know, it was getting really serious. And he was like, hey, listen, can you please tell me or get one of the family members to come down to this state? I know he's not from here, but it's next to impossible to get any information out of the doctors because we're not biologically related and we're not as close next of kin. I was like, oh shit, this is legitimately serious. Like, okay, Rockwell, I'm not his cousin, but apparently he has a cousin with a similar name to mine. And we're gonna go, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help you out. Man, just like, I think almost 3 a.m. But as CT can tell you, you know what happens when you get these calls or you get these texts. You gotta work on them as soon as you get them, as annoying as it is. And I end up finding his ex-wife, and we get to talking, and she says, look, I have my problems with him, but I always told him, you know, it's not to the point where he can't come, you know, stay with us and be with his daughter more often. You know, this is the first I'm hearing about any of this. To my knowledge, he didn't have any drug addictions. Like, yeah, to my knowledge, same thing. But, you know, we don't know what's wrong. We just know he is apparently terminal according to the doctor. Because even though he's not the healthiest and most fittest guy anymore, you know, he ain't rocking an 8-pack and then some. You know, he's under 30, or he just hit 30. So he's right along with you, CT. He should not be in a hospital listed in critical or serious condition, right? So I get a hold of her. She says, listen, this emergency came out of nowhere. I can't get off, and I don't have enough, and I don't have the money to go down there. I was like, hold on, I'm gonna make some calls. I'm gonna pull some strings. I talked to Rockwell. Rockwell says if she can get to the airport, he can get her back and forth the rest of the way, take care of everything, and try to help out as much as possible. So Rockwell, I talk back to her. We get to talking, and we get down there, and she gets down there. So I learned so much shit so fast. So peep this. This motherfucker had a heart attack. Under 30, no hanging belly, because his diet and nutrition was so shit that as a barely 30-year-old man, he just had a fucking heart attack. Also, he may not be an alcoholic, but he was looking like an alcoholic. And he was getting kicked out of the place he lived because he couldn't understand and follow basic rules and structures. Sound familiar? So, yeah. But the problem was that Rockwell felt bad for him. So Rockwell decided to move himself out of the house. But it didn't matter. He was still getting kicked out because he kept being himself. But fucking when he got that notification, he didn't tell anybody what was going on. And he just started drinking more and he had a heart attack. So it was no drugs. He wasn't terminal. He just legitimately had a heart attack. Which is already fucking dumb as it is. Because you're 30. You're technically almost at the halfway point of the traditional North American lifespan. And just out of nowhere, you had a condition that you were almost 20 years too early for. So I was just like, okay, Rockwell, tell me what you know. I'm gonna talk to his ex-wife and just keep me posted on what's going on. So apparently, like I said, Miller was just not being a fucking adult. He was doing shit that was pissing off everybody in the collective, and they wanted him gone. Rockwell took pity on him and cut a deal with the group. He would move out, like I said. But then Miller kept being a Miller. So they said, nah, you still getting the fuck out. Now, he starts just not even really substance abusing hard like cigarettes and nothing, just legitimate alcohol. And he's not having alcoholic episodes that they don't like. He's just not acting like an adult apparently. And then this shit happens. So then I go back and talk to his wife and I was like, hey, listen, what's his number? I want to talk to him. I want to see how he's doing. I want to try to call up the other battles and just tell them, hey, can they talk to him or see if we can get somebody who can get down there and possibly, or who lives down there and can, support him, help him out, or at least help him get to rehab, something. Because,
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, battles help battles. Literally every single fucking person I called and left a message didn't return the call. Every single battle that we shared. The only exception was my maybe cousin Walker, but that was 3 via text message. And also he was over in Virginia, so he couldn't move. And he got 3 kids. He can't drop his shit like that. So, I go to talk to his wife. She tells me what's going on. She told me about the heart condition, all that. And I said, hey, listen, worst case scenario though, I'm glad he's okay. At least in regards to his medical condition. What's his number? I want to talk to him, just see how we doing. And, maybe plan out some next moves and shit like that. Right? And I get his number. I leave a voicemail because I don't know if he's out of the hospital yet. Right? This motherfucker blocked me 10 minutes after I called him and left him a voicemail message asking him, how are you feeling? What's going on? Hey, when can we talk or try to help you get some support? The same day, I'm trying to see how you doing after spending like damn near a week thinking you're about to die. You just go, fuck you. So then I hit up his wife. I was like, hey, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he okay. But I'm not about to play this immaturity game with Miller. He doesn't want to answer his phone. And he literally just blocked me after I sent a voicemail about talking to him about possibly fixing his health or going out of the way and possibly, helping his life standing. Because first off, you're fucking black and you're living in Texas on purpose and you think you like being down south 24/7. You get into some shit, ain't nobody helping you. Matter of fact, you walk down the wrong street, ain't nobody helping you. But Miller's one of those dumbasses who wants to act like there's no such thing as a history of violence in North America. And that's the shortest way I can put it. Which is why I always never gave him full of respect as an adult. I didn't treat him like shit, but I never respected him like an adult because he would say shit like that even in the military. He's the type of black dude that goes up to somebody, pretend like we can't tell he lived in the South his whole life and go, it's just a word. It shouldn't hurt anybody. It can't hurt you if it lets you. It was like, when does a fucking racist care about my feelings? But that's just how it was. He would say immature shit, but you could understand why, because the motherfucker was barely old enough to drink. Also, again, born and raised in the South his whole life. No one woke up and said you were going to be a paragon of ethnic and racial diplomacy. No one's smart. So, me and her get to talking, and I was like, listen, I'm not going to help him. Don't tell me anytime anything happens ever again. But listen, I respect you and I understand what you're going through. And like most people, I don't want to see a child lose their father at such an early age. Because his daughter is like 6. I think she's a first or a second grader. So it'll be real devastating if he dropped. Yeah. So I just told him point blank, hey, listen, look, if you need anything, I'm going to try to help out. Battles help battles. I don't know you, but I got a lot more respect for you than Miller. Plus, he has a long history of thinking it's cool to make friends with racists and then acting like he don't know it. And then she went off. Was like, yeah, he did that shit to me. I got fucking pissed. Fucking bring me around all of his goddamn racist friends like he don't know they're fucking racist. And I was like, yeah, like he got some legitimate issues because first off, you gotta be real fucked in the head to willfully make friends with racists by choice. And then you bring them to your wife. I'm like, no wonder this nigga got divorced. So I was just done with him. I removed him from my social media. I wasn't having none of that. I didn't care what excuse he would have for why he chose to blocklist me from having his phone number to check on his health and well-being. When this motherfucker just hit me up last year and was literally lying to me about his social standing and his wealth. And then like a week after that, a year and a half ago, he asked me could he borrow a 20. I was like, what the fuck, nigga, you rich. Why do you need a 20 from me? You would think I would put two and two together, but here's the thing. We've never had a history of lying to each other. So why the fuck did he have to lie or go out of his way to lie about his living arrangements? I don't lie to people about my shit. I was born middle class, but I live in North America. So middle class in North America is really just like, high class poor or high class broke. Whichever term you prefer. I can't tell them apart. So I'm sitting up here like, I don't know and I don't care no more. I can't invest no more time into him. Because of all the people I've had to help or didn't want to help, he's the one that makes the least amount of sense to me. I don't understand what's going on, and he always finds a way to piss me off and then act like he didn't. And here's where it gets creepy. I blocked him, right? A week later, he adds me on Instagram in the middle of the night. I'm asleep. I don't know about it. I wake up and I see the notification. Hey, Miller has added you. Didn't say nothing to me. Didn't apologize. Didn't explain why he lied. Didn't even say anything. Didn't leave a message. Just, I had to be on his social media. Right?
So you tell me about Miller.
Yeah. So, and now this is the day you first hear about him. So I did the full Monty. I literally looked up his name in every single archive of online material that I have, and I pre-blocked him as well as blocking him. You know you hate somebody when you pre-block them, right? So I completely eradicated him from my life. And I told Rockwell, hey, look, I'm glad you were looking out for your battle or your friend. Ain't nobody got nothing against you for trying to do the right thing. And then I went and talked to you about Miller, and I was like, man, fuck this dude. I am legitimately pissed. This is some bullshit. I did nothing wrong, but I feel like I'm being punished for doing something I didn't actually do. So after that, I was just done with him. He can't find me on any social media. If I see somebody add me and there's no pictures of them, almost on principle, I ask them who they are, or I tell them how we met for like 3 months. And if they couldn't say shit, I was like, okay, I'm assuming this is Miller. I'm just going to fucking block you. He still got my number. He's blocked on there too, though. So I guess my story kind of sort of ends like yours. The only difference is, Miller didn't fuck a couch. But at this point, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, all right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we both have a way of choosing our friends, don't we?
Yeah, they're fine when, they're in camouflage, but when they get in the real world, half of them forget what being a human means.
On God.
Bro, because both of you theoretically are younger than me, so CT, you might have missed it because we got in at different times, but I was like one of the people who had to get stuck in that 6 or 7 hour financial presentation because so many people who join the military get out the military and they're fucking flat ass broke. That's like because they don't understand the value of a dollar. They've been in the military and they have no financial comprehension, and now they got a family, or even if they don't, they keep forgetting, hey dumbass, your pension is not an allowance. If you get it,
I had a 40-hour course.
Oh,
I was gonna say I only had that when I was getting chaptered out.
Oh, no, they caught my ass at fucking 3 a.m. By the way, dumbest time ever to have that kind of a meeting. Made my whole fucking battery do it. Then we had to sign off showing that we were there. Then, again, didn't tell us at AIT. So, we had to go and literally go there for 4 hours. And then the people who were giving it this time, the proctors or whatever, they weren't actual soldiers. They were a commission group from Uncle Sam. And the people had no idea what the fuck was going on. They couldn't even give proper direction. Don't get me wrong. The information was important, but when someone went to sleep, they didn't care. I'm like, the people going to sleep in here and the people who are barely 21 are the people who need to be paying the most attention, and you're not even inviting them to pay attention. So then, fucking, I had to go and take somebody somewhere. I don't even fucking know who they are. So they said, well, don't worry about it, Pearson. You ain't got to go again. I was like, thank fucking God, because I'm not the demographic for this. You need stupid people. You need really, really stupid people and country people who grew up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere who literally don't understand how money works. Or they live in one of those states where, you know, no one wants to give them minimum wage, but they'll vote for the same people who don't want to give them minimum wage. Thank God I don't have that problem. $15 an hour is the shit. So here they are fucking around saying that none of this is going to happen to them and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, did you not hear what the fuck they said? They said almost 70% of the under 30s fuck their shit up financially. You are going to be here. And then they reluctantly go back into service. Or they can't because they got fat. So I was just sitting up here like, let me duck out. And, you know, I don't have to go back in, right? Cool. Here's the dumb part. No one's paying attention to shit. And a whole nother battery that has nothing to do with me. I got voluntold to go in and return somebody who I don't even fucking know and wasn't in my battery. It's like, I don't even know this dude. But you know, sergeants don't give a shit. If they don't want to do something and they see a private, the private's doing it. We all know you do it. Fuck you, CT. So
I beg you. Wait a minute, hold on. Did you just tell? No, I fucking don't like disseminating dumb shit down. I do dumb shit because I get bored.
Fair. So I go and drop this person off, and there's a new lady in there, and they ask me, "Why are you leaving? What are you doing?" It's like, I'm leaving because I have no reason to be here. I came to drop him off, and we can't be in a pair that's less than 2 people. I was like, oh, well, you're here now. You're going to watch. It's like, no, I'm not.
Fuck.
I don't know if you've seen this, CT, but it's these people who don't have rank. When they see that you're a private, they feel like they're somehow in control of you. It's fucking weird.
It's stupid.
Yes. First
You
off,
have a 25-year-old civilian, GS fucking 8, telling a private what to do. It's like, I am 40 years old. I am here because I fucked up. I used to be a staff sergeant. Could you leave me alone?
okay, well, I mean, I didn't have that problem, but
Yeah.
it just,
Very specific.
yeah, it fucking agitated the fuck out of me because it's not even like she's talking to me. She's talking down to me. And I'm just sitting up here like, no, I'm leaving. Bye. I don't know you and I owe you nothing. And also, I'm not even on your list. And even if I was, it's a different Pearson in this room who's already here. I know it's not me because I had to do this a few hours ago and they had me doing it at basic. I was like, oh, well, this one's going to be better. You can sit down. I was like, I'm not even going to continue this conversation. And then me and my battle just fucking literally walk out the door calmly as fuck. And a bunch of people in the room started laughing. It's the weirdest shit. But, you know, rant over. So yeah, for those of you interested in joining various camouflage organizations, please be advised, shit can get weird. Sometimes people may fuck a couch, and sometimes people may not be able to comprehend the concept of being over the age of 17. Questions?
All right, I want to verify. Everyone so far, myself, Chaos, you, we're all service related, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
You're the one that just stayed in.
Yeah, all right. We all have stories of shit we don't like, shit that makes us mad as hell,
Actually, I
shit
think
that makes us
Chaos
say, hey,
doesn't.
this ain't worth it.
No, I think Chaos actually doesn't. He's pretty soft.
Oh no, I have a lot of fucking stories. Granted, they weren't when I was actually with my battalion, but fucking beforehand was just, I got some funny stories with that. That just made me be like, I don't know if this is the right choice. I don't know if I want to keep doing this.
Okay, now, with that being said, I have stories of some of the people that I love being with and a reason why I would want to go back active. Do you have a story? At least one reason why you would consider?
Yeah.
You got fucked, Pearson. Like, I get you.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. I'm not actually, I don't know. It's kind of weird. My friends that stayed in were more bitter and angry and salty about it than I was myself. And I didn't understand it at first, but I did after like not even 4 months later, because they were realizing real quick that people who outranked them, maturity levels basically stopped when they got to 3rd grade. Or, they could be put in charge of someone who was genuinely a dumb fuck. And I don't mean dumb fuck in the sense of, oh, this person's an idiot. No, I mean dumb fuck like they don't comprehend how their job works. Even though I can't stand them, Miller told me that they purposely upgraded some guy's, service career and then basically talked him into chaptering himself out because he was a high-functioning, mentally disabled person. First off, this dude got the staff sergeant before they realized it. In the Army. Do you really think he was the only person like that? Hell nah.
Hi.
You joke, but I'm being literal. This dude literally is not able to live unassisted. So he moved in, even though he was done, this retired staff sergeant with his sister who takes care of him because he does not have the mental capacity to take care of himself. And this dude got up to sergeant.
Yeah, no, the Army had a really bad track record of putting people in positions they had no business being in. I was there for that.
I like how you say had, like they don't still have that fucking
They
problem.
still do it. I was about to say, as someone who was in the Army last year and went to boot camp and shit, I've come across some people who are the rank of sergeant that definitely should not have been in that rank.
Okay, let me clarify. Yes, the Army still has a problem with putting people in positions of power. They've got fuck, Jesus Christ. With me, I'm in a position of power. I don't use it because I know I don't belong there. I'm a dumb grunt. I'd much rather be on the ground. That's the big issue I'm fighting with my unit. I belong on the ground. Do not put people underneath me because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Just give me a gun and give me a truck. I can make that work. And if something happens, I can direct people to eliminate the problem. But other than that, I have no fucking clue what the hell I'm doing. And I keep telling people that, and they don't fucking believe me.
No, that's not the big issue. The big issue is I don't understand how you forgot that this shit is not going to be the majority of your career. Reminder, combat, on average, takes less than 40% of a soldier's career. You were always going to be behind a desk or doing administration at some point. And if you don't want to do that, you shouldn't have got a new contract. Maybe you forgot or they didn't tell you, but no, you were never legitimately going to be 24/7 boots on the ground. Also, because you're not 24/7 boots on the ground, you have a statistically higher chance of making it to your kids' everything because, no one's shooting at you. So I wouldn't even be mad if I were you. You have a legacy. In fact, having a legacy in and of itself, depending on who's above you, would be one of the major reasons that they would say, nah, let's not put him in a, front rank.
I get what you're saying. I really do. No, I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Yeah, and I've actually, since I got out the system, I've actually had officers tell me that. Like, there was one guy, he didn't even know him that well, but he was one of the only people in the entire fucking company that when they went out, literally got in no trouble. So he wasn't even telling the guy that he was getting ready to fucking promote him, like nobody's business. He was getting ranked up fast because in this group full of 30 and 40 year olds, damn near about to get out, all of them got their kids in late high school and college and shit. This 21-year-old out of nowhere is the most noble out of all of them. And then one day, he told his officer that he finally got baby pictures from his kid and that he missed the child's first birthday. So he sent them home, not home. He switched him out of the unit, right? Literally almost, what was it? I think they said half of the barracks or half of the people in the fob died 48 hours later. You really think that guy wouldn't have been on the fucking death toll too? Hey, look, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Don't look at it like a fucking punishment.
Never did. My brother, when I first went to Afghanistan, my brother said, hey, why you were put on that LSE, why you were in charge of while you're put on a gun truck instead of being out in the line with us? Because I locked your name to a document. I locked my pin to it. Nobody could unlock you. Nobody could figure out how to do it. So your name was locked in. Out of my original company, I'm the only one who came out of it okay. And he felt super bad. He felt like he denied me my right to my CIB, like he denied me my rights of an infantryman. I had to thank him. He's the only reason that I have a stable family. He's the only reason that I'm doing okay. He's got all kinds of fucking issues. Same with Davis, that dude who fucked his couch. Now, there's clearly something wrong with that.
Yeah, like.
But everyone I know, there's only 3 of us that came out okay. And one of them didn't deploy because he broke his leg before he left. The other one was me. And then the last one is some dude who I never really fucking liked because he was fucking dumb as a box of rocks and they wouldn't let him deploy. But he's the only one with a job now. So I get it. Like some people don't belong on the ground. And if I go to the ground, there's a chance that I'm gonna lose more than just my life.
Yeah, sanity is not something that you're born with. It's something you learn, and you can unlearn it too, or you can lose track of it. Make no mistake, you ain't got to be in the military just to, go through some shit. But yeah, normally I would close this video out with telling people, hey, here's some places you can go for help. But I mean, this whole entire episode was about people we deemed irredeemable, no pun intended. So honestly, I mean, I feel like I've said everything I had and everything I wanted to say. Chaos, you got any questions?
I got none, no.
CT?
Here's some of Chaos's stories.
Well, yeah, but, they weren't planned for. So
yeah, I got that.
He would have to think of them, and then we'd have to come back on a different day and get them. But I'm not saying no. I'm just saying it'll have to be on a different day. I would never say no to a Chaos story.
I fucking laughed.
That is just not fucking normal.
It is. Fuck you.
No, it's not. I'm not even making a joke. It's highly irregular. It's not weird. It's just not normal.
Listen,
I mean, it is for chaos.
It's either that or complete silence. You get one or the other. You don't unfortunately get both.
I think Zach would prefer silence. I don't mind chaos.
See, I'm actually contemplating. I don't know, but silence is enticing too.
Too late for that, brother.
Yeah,
all right, I see how it is.
I mean, I'm legitimately damn, I don't know what I would say in this situation. All right.
But no, I ain't got nothing. Thanks for having me.
No, that's fine. Feel free to join us anytime you bump into a couch fucker.
I hope I never bump into another couch fucker, especially while I'm sleeping on a couch.
Bro, I would just.
Are they fucking the couch at that point, or is that leading?
You're not going there? No.
With that being said, that brings this episode to a close. I will see you guys when I see you guys.